Those 3 fights occurred in the first 9 months of Mike Tyson's pro career. And even though he had 15 fights in that period, he only fought 22 actual rounds. So training became even more important for him. Tyson had to simulate what it was like to be in actual combat. And again, interesting training methods from his mentor.
Cus D'Amato felt that in order to perform at a level when you're fighting professionally in a real fight, the only way to be at your absolute best is to simulate that in practice. The same way 2 tennis players will go out at full steam out there on a tennis court. To have punches thrown at you with bad intentions and make it your job to get away from them and hit back, which is Cus's theory, and Kevin is trying to keep it instilled in Mike. The only way that can be accomplished to its epitome is to have it done in practice every day without any lesser degree. That makes you a better fighter.
And in the Tyson camp, the term sparring may be a misnomer because everyone is instructed to go all out.
I tell them to go hard. I want you to go out there and fight them. You fight them for 2, 3 rounds, 4, 5. Some of these guys that want to go more rounds, like a Broad, or Ferguson, or whatever, or Jameson. I tell these guys to go out there and fight hard because Michael's fighting hard too.
The idea is to let them fight as hard as possible. This is a fight. You go in there and you fight as hard as possible. You know, my trainer told him, you go in there and you fight. You fight. This is, you know, don't take it easy because he's 18 or he's 17 or he's 20. You go out there and you fight. You fight for your life. It's go out there and fight for your life. And that's just to get ready to fight. That's how come I'm always in shape, because when I fight in the gym, it's a fight. I fight.
Hands up.
And fight he does without a headgear, a somewhat radical precept passed down by Cus D'Amato.
The only time you wear headgear is if you have a problem, if there's something the matter, your ear hurts, or you know, you got a big fight coming up and you had a cut eye, and but you got a spot. A headgear gives you a false sense of security, Cus used to say, and then it's true. You put a headgear on, you think you can take a shot, you end up taking more shots because you got a headgear on. You don't have a headgear on, you don't want to get hit. Nobody wants to get hit. With a headgear, a fighter feels safe. If you, well, I can take the shot because it's going to protect me, which in the end it doesn't do anyway. So that's the reason for that. I mean, that was Cus's belief, and I was around Cus a long time, and I believe it too, and it shows.
For all his brute force, Tyson is a student of his sport. He works hard on techniques to improve himself. And then he employs them in practice. And these defensive skills have played a big role in his quick rise in boxing, but one that sometimes gets overlooked.
Mike, who has had 38 amateur fights, 28 professional fights, 56 fights, has never had a cut eye, never had a bump on his face, never had a bloody nose. No one ever comments on that. When you towel Mike Tyson off after a fight, you can't tell what his profession is.
But his opponents know what he does for a living. Just ask Marvis Frazier.
Tyson comes out slugging.
He comes out smoking like Marvis's father, Joe. Marvis must move or we're going to be out of here very, very quickly. Uppercut, and Marvis is hurt.
Frazier is down. Joe Cortez moves in to have a look, and he's going to stop the fight.